tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yes, we are back, you guys, for Mob Wives' final season, The Last Stand. It's season 6. We're so excited to be back. My name is Nicole Brajer, and with me are some amazing panelists.
Hello, everybody. We are back. I'm Paulina Aguilar.
Hi, everyone. I'm Blake V, and I'm so excited. Can't believe it's the last season.
Can't believe it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Howard III, and I'm so excited. Oh.
Yes, we have a new member on our panel, you guys, and it's
blood.
a guy.
I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
That's
Exactly.
Got to put you through the ringer.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to hearing your opinions on the show, Howard III. So we're looking forward to that. But we've got a surprise for you guys. We have Carla on the line, ready to go, following tonight's episode, Mobbed Up Mermaids. What's up, Carla?
Hi guys, how are you?
Good,
Hi,
we're good.
how are you?
Now, Carla stayed up late just for us, so thank you, Carla. We appreciate it. We know that it's like after 12 on your coastline, but we just want to dive right in to the interview and kind of pick up where we left off last season. Being that you felt snubbed by Drita, it's very clear that not just you this season feels the same way.
Really? Well, it was a little obvious that when I did walk into the room, out of all the girls, I was expect her to like be like, "Oh my God," you know, because we were the ones who were like the closest, and she didn't. She ran out the door and she took off, literally.
Yeah.
So it left everybody to say, "Why did you do that?" And I'm even asking, "Why did you do that?" And she never really explained why. I mean, she gave a few excuses, like 3. One, she had to go pack, she had to go with the kids, her husband was waiting outside. Meanwhile, I don't know, she had, a problem, obviously, because she really did leave. And when I did walk in, her whole face twist, like, what the hell am I doing here? And I was like, damn.
I think even the audience, though, felt the same way. You were an unexpected surprise,
Yeah, Yeah, and she gave an excuse like, well, I should have known. I felt like I was set up. I'm like, why would you think you were set up? I was coming in the room to, like, surprise everybody. Where did you get the setup from? When would I ever set you up? Like, where did you get that from? It's like she pulled that out of her ass. I don't know.
Well, speaking of setup, so since you ran into love on this episode, let's talk about that. Do you feel like Drita intentionally set you
love.
up?
Well, first of all, when I seen Love, I was like, oh, God, here we go.
Right.
I'm figuring, like, this girl's going to start with me. I'm going to have a ball in my freaking a mermaid costume. But, I really was shocked when she apologized to me because I really didn't expect her to do that.
Yeah.
And then I was even more shocked when she started telling me, like, Judah came to my house and, she wasn't really your friend. She told me, do what I got to do. If you mean you fight, you don't care. That's really, what she was saying. And at first I'm like, I don't believe this girl because I never believed her. She told a lot of lies,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did.
And that's why I said I'm going to have to clear this up with Drita because, I want to ask her now, like, what did you say to this girl that she's saying, she's saying this to me?
What did
And we didn't get to see that yet on the shows, but on, the next 2 episodes, I'm sure you're going to see it.
What did you think?
I don't want to.
When Love showed up to the parade, did you think that she was just there observing the parade, or do you think that Karen or somebody else might have invited her, knowing that all of the girls would be there?
She had moved to Coney Island.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's where the parade was. Mm-hmm. And we were, putting out pictures of ourselves and stuff at the Mermaid Parade.
Yeah.
And she knew she was following, because she is Karen's friend, and she knew we were there.
Oh.
So she came and found us. Mm-hmm.
Damn, in social media.
Like I even looked at everybody. I'm like, somebody set this up, and they're like, no.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been a
setup.
setup.
I seen that you guys were here, because she followed the Instagrams and stuff of Karen.
Right.
And
Oh, wow.
we tweeted,
Wow.
yeah, and we were tweeting out and putting out old pictures of us because we had all mermaid
Because you were
looks
looking
us.
gorgeous.
And she followed it. She followed it, and she found us.
oh my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Love.
That's great. Now, Karen, are you in love, friends now, or where's that relationship stand?
Who, me in love?
Oh, sorry, Carla. Yeah, you in love. Are you guys
Right.
friends now?
I wouldn't say like we're friends. I mean, she did apologize, and what she should have about. I felt like she should have apologized to me because, I said to her, we didn't even get a chance to speak. If you had a problem with me, I'd come over to speak to you, and you attacked me. We didn't say 2 words to each other. Now, if somebody bothered me, let me get my words in first, and then if you want to attack it, whatever. But, I mean, friends, I wouldn't call her like a friend where I would ever go out with her, like that. But,
Yeah.
it'd be like if I seen her somewhere, it'd be cool now. Like, she'll say hi, I'll say hi. And,
So-
it's not like we're calling each other or hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
No.
So did you feel then that her apology was legitimate when she said it there at the parade, even though she hadn't come to you prior? Did you kind of take it for what it was worth?
I mean, she seemed sincere, and she really said, she said it a few times. I don't know how many times they actually showed it tonight, but she did say it like, I'm really truly sorry. And she said I should have had spoke to you first. I just attacked, my fault, and I'm really sorry. And I said, okay, thank you, whatever. I appreciate it, that you're saying you're sorry because honestly, you should have. But
So do you?
so I mean.
Go ahead.
I think she was sincere,
Well, Renee tweeted out tonight. She said, kill the person who said, not the messenger. Don't you think Drita should confront love? Do you agree with this tweet?
Yeah, only because Drita first of all, she got so mad at Renee for Renee telling her what happened. She bugged out on Renee like it was Renee's fault. Renee was just telling her what went on. And second, Drita, swear, I didn't say this, or love's a liar, I didn't do this. That's what she was saying to Renee. That's not true. That's not true. Oh, because Love said that she had set me up at that party, like Drita walked out. Now, honestly, I don't know because I don't know yet, what went on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to really say because, you guys got to be surprised.
Right.
But
You don't want to give it away to us.
We'd love for you
I don't
to, but we got
I don't
you.
want to give too much away, but that night, I'll tell you that night, I didn't trust anybody. I thought I was set up by everybody.
Yeah.
Like, that's where my brain was going that night. I was so aggravated, so mad. And it was weird how, at first I'm like, Karen set me up. She brought me to her. Karen swears, I didn't. I told her to talk to you.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, Drita walked out. When I went over to her, she probably, didn't want to be involved. And she just said, let me walk out now. And I'm like, this, she set me up. I was thinking everyone set me up at this moment. But we'll see what she says.
Yeah.
Well, you sent out a tweet around the same time, and you said, why is she mad that everyone just wants to make up? Now, are you referring to Drita?
Why is she? Yeah, I meant to add her. I always add her name. I never not add her name. I was just like, so many tweets were going off so quick, and I was trying to answer, and I was like, damn. But yeah, I mean, she's so mad and aggravated that me and Karen and Renee had made up, and she can't understand it. She's like, you guys are fake and phony because you talk so much that. I said, yes, we did. We said horrible things about each other. We hate each other. I wanted to kill them. They wanted to kill me. I said, but we sat and, we hashed everything out. And I told her this 100 times. And Karen told her, Renee told her. And we got over it. We really, just said, hey, listen, I said bad things. You said bad things. Let's just move on. And, this is like when season 4 actually was starting. And me, Karen, and Ramona never went into season 4, that's when actually me and Karen started speaking. So me and Karen have been speaking since then.
Wow.
And that is because of Drita. Drita's the one who made me speak to them because we all went in to negotiate for season 4. We got together and said, listen, let's put the bullshit on the side for a second. This is our job, and let's negotiate and try to get, better things with our contract and stuff. And, it's a business right now. Let's think of it, it's our job. And that's how we started speaking. So
Interesting.
that's why I'm like, why is Rita so mad? Was because she's the one who brought us together and knows that we became friends since that day. And here's a girl who fought with these, Karen and Ramona and Renee, here and there. Renee here and there, but she fought a lot with Karen and Ramona last few seasons. I mean, she even got a black eye by one of them. And she talked to them after that and was cool with them. So now why can't I?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's very
so
strange.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Yeah, you have a good point with that.
Definitely. And when Love said to you that Drita essentially set you up for that whole kind of spectacle that happened, did you ever expect that Drita might do something like that? If she did, would that ever have crossed your mind that she would set up anything like that?
No, I wasn't. I was not thinking Drita would set me up at all. I would never think she would do something like that to me. You know.
I know it was very surprising when.
Yeah. So when Love said that,
yeah.
you see my face. I really was like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like,
right.
So she was like, "Your friend," and I was like, "My friend?" Like, I'm like, "Who are you talking about?" Like, my friend. That's why he said that. And she's like, "Yeah, Drita," and I was like, "What?" And now I'm saying to myself, "Wow, maybe that's why she walked out." Like, But then she was saying also, and I said it when I was in the episode tonight, that Love had said to me, well, I don't know if they actually played it at the parade when she said it to me, but I repeated it when I was in the house with the girls at the Hamptons.
Mm-hmm.
And when remember that scene when Ann said, "I seen Drita," and she called you all fake and phony.
Right.
Right. So, and I said in that episode, because Love had said to me at the parade, she said, "Well, Drita came to my house, and she was like, listen," she goes, "whatever goes on with you and Carla, I don't want to be there if you're gonna fight with her." She goes, "I don't want to be there. If you're gonna do anything, I don't want to be around." So I was like, "Oh, really? Well, that's something I wouldn't say if somebody was my friend."
Right.
I would say, "Listen, you're not doing anything. She's my friend. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, all right, listen, beat the shit out of her, but just don't let me be there." Because that's not what a friend says.
Right.
And that's the thing that Drita said. So that was like, I was like, really? And I wouldn't expect her to say that. So we'll see again what goes on with that.
Oh man, that's such a bombshell that was dropped.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I could curse, but I can say that's like a scumbag move. You're like a bastard. You don't do that to somebody that you're friends with. I would never, if I'm good friends with somebody and someone's like, well, I'm gonna beat your friend up, and I'm not gonna turn around and say, "Okay, well, just do it when I'm not there." I'd be like, "No, you're not doing it. It's not happening."
Right.
You get it?
I feel like even in last season, though, Drita was kind of always sitting back. She didn't want to be involved. I got that from her a lot last season.
When Love had these issues with me, first of all, she was questioning me on certain things that I looked at her like, are you kidding me right now? You're questioning me on things that Love is saying about me? And listening to all her bullshit. When Karen and Ramona wanted to rip her apart at one time, I didn't want to hear it. I was like, listen, I don't want to hear this. But she sat there and listened to Love rip me and say she's going to break my legs and do this and that. And
right.
I don't feel like Drita had my back.
But I feel like a lot of you guys do that. And I'm not siding with Drita, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, Carla. I'm just saying I feel like a lot of you ladies listen to the other say something similar to what Drita said, and you don't really come to the other's defense because you'd rather see if it's just all talk or if it unveils. And then I feel like you ladies step up and have the other's back when you really get mad and actually use your actions more than your words. Am I wrong?
Right. I remember when Karen and Drita were trying to always bash Drita in front of me, and I had said to them, "Listen, I'm not going to hang out with you." Because, at one point, I was friendly with them when they weren't friends with her. And I was like, I'm not going to be around you if you're going to keep bashing the girl. I don't want to, it's not right. She's my friend. I don't want to hear it. So. Did
you agree with what she said tonight when she said you've kind of, fell back into Renee and Karen's assholes?
Oh, yeah. That was funny. Yeah, well, first of all, she said Carla disappeared. Where did I disappear? That's number one. I've been around since, day one. Even when I wasn't on the show, we were talking when she went back onto season 4.
And you were talked about.
We were still told. What happened?
Wouldn't you agree that you were also talked about when you were not there either?
When we were negotiating for season 4, and then me, Karen, and Ramona didn't go back on the show, and Drita went back on the show. See, Drita pulled a little, maneuver there, because we were all sticking together as a team to say, let's do this together. And Drita was, like, telling VH1 that, let me speak to the girls. They don't really want to come in. Or she literally backdoored us. And then, and I was talking to her that whole time, like back and forth with the phones. It's not like I disappeared. Then, when we weren't on the show anymore, she's the one who disappeared and became distant, because I think she was very guilty of what went on and what she'd done, and she just like faded away,
So would you say that was the start of you and Drita's friendship, kind of like just disappearing, like kind of breaking apart? Would that be the start of it, or no?
Yeah, yeah, because we were talking when we were all negotiating with season 4 up until even when she started filming and we didn't. We were talking for a while, but then she just faded out,
Wow.
And she didn't call. I mean, she wasn't calling me anymore. She'd see me and give me a quick hello and run away. And that's what she said to me once. Oh, I see you. What? I think she said it on the reunion of season 5 when I went on. She was like, "What are you talking about? When I see you, I say hello. Oh, really? It's like, oh yeah, hi, like I'm a stranger. Like it's like a quick hello, and she run away. I'm like, here's a girl who ate, slept, and shit in my house, and we went on the date together. We went out together.
Yeah.
And you give me a hello like that? Like really?
Yeah.
So, if anyone disappeared off the face of the earth, it was her. Or disappeared, she came out of somebody's ass, not me.
Oh, jeez. Well, we hope to see you guys patch some things up in the oncoming episodes, because I do miss your friendship. You guys were really, really close.
I know. You're right.
And you remind me of each other in a weird way. You're like
You know what's so funny? It's like I considered Drita, I became friends with her. And if I'm friends with you, I'm friends with you. I don't fake friend you. Off the show, on the show. I'm friends with you, I'm friends with you. But she went around saying, well, Carla wasn't a friend like that. That was one of her comments. When I was with her, she was like a mothball. I wanted to say, really?
I remember that.
I never had a chance to respond to her on any of the shows with the mothball thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I wasn't a mothball when we used to go, partying and out all the time, right?
Right, yeah.
So if I was such a mothball, why were you in my company?
A mothball. I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
You make me miss the East
Coast. Thought I was just a boring person, or I don't know what actually a freaking mothball is.
Right? What does that even mean?
Like a mothball? I don't know what that means. But she, the things that she said, she doesn't make sense.
Right. And it is really unusual that we've seen whenever you're around, she somehow doesn't come. Yeah. Whatever group event or, thing that you ladies have going on.
She actually says, oh, I don't have a problem with Carla. She's going around saying, I don't have a problem with Carla. But she wouldn't go. She knew I was going to that Mermaid.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't go. And I was like, well, if a girl who doesn't have a problem with me, but she don't want to be around me. She's scared what's going to come out of my mouth or something that she's got a guilty conscience or something.
Right.
See, when you avoid people, you're guilty of something.
Yeah. Do you think she is trying to hide something, perhaps?
Yes, I think she was trying to hide something. Yeah, and she's guilty of something that she kept avoiding me. But then telling her, well, no, I don't have a problem with her, but then don't want to film with me, don't want to be around me. Then when I walked into that party and she ran out, like, why? You were scared? Like, she was scared of something.
Yeah.
And she's hiding it. And, I honestly think, I know it was from the whole negotiation with the season 4 that she backdoored, me, Karen, and Ramona. And she was scared of that, I think.
Did Drita try to tell the producers that she didn't want to film with you at all? Or do you think she put it on the...
Yes. Well, honestly, when I walked into that party and she walked out, and I told her this, do you think we didn't hear you behind the doors? She was so mad. that she ran out of there screaming at them, saying, like, what is she doing here?
Oh, jeez.
You all set me up. Like, she was quitting. She was saying she was quitting. She was flipping out outside that room. Flipping out.
Wow.
And we were like, and I was like, why are you flipping out? Like, you know, if you don't have a problem. She's like, oh, no, I was mad because you guys were, like, setting me up. I go, what are you talking about? Why would I set you up if I walked into a party? Like, I came there to see everybody. Like, she was so guilty of something, and she made up 100 stories.
How did you leave off
very
with
fishy.
her, though?
She was acting very fishy.
Before
very
you
fishy.
walked into that party, how had you left off? From her birthday party?
Like, when was the last time you'd seen her?
That was season 5.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole season 4, after we weren't on the show and we faded out with the talking, I haven't really spoke to her in all that time. Like I told you, if I seen her in the neighborhood here and there, it was like a quick like, oh hi, and you know, hi and bye. Wouldn't even like talk, like hang out and talk. Yeah. You know, like very weird.
Well, we
acted very, very, very.
It is.
We want to see the two
strange.
of you. Yeah. I mean, we want to see the two of you guys sit down and
hash it out.
Hash it out for sure. But before we let you go, Carla, let's quickly talk about the new girls. How do you feel about that?
Okay.
She's ready. Because like a lot of the fans are tweeting that they miss Natalie Gershio, which I don't. And I like these new girls. I think they added new spice. They definitely seem like a little bit younger.
They're totally two opposite girls. They really are two opposite girls. You got one girl here from Staten Island. Then you got the other girl who lives in Staten Island, I guess, when she was a kid, I think, more. And then she, like she said, her mother relocated her to Pennsylvania. And
you can see the Philly in that girl, though. And she reminds me of a white girl version, like a white girl blonde version of the girl from Philly, like because Natalie's from Philly last year. But what was the other girl's name? Oh, I should know it. But
Nat D.
Nat D.
Nat D. Oh yeah, Nat D.
And both the other ones were Natalie.
Mm-hmm. So you could see a little bit of where she gets, you know, her sassiness from Brittany. It's definitely the Philly in her. I can't even believe that she lived in Los Angeles for a hot minute, but her body says. LA for sure. yeah, she's got that LA bod. But so are you liking them? Do you like their attitudes? Do you prefer one over the other?
You know what? It was so funny because when I first met Brittany, and as you see, because everyone sees, and I see her tweeting, which she's such a joke because when I was talking, you know, Ange brought up the whole thing with the Drita. We were all standing there. She was very involved in like. Really? I mean, Drita wasn't even a friend like that. That's what she said, and she was so involved with, you know, Drita. Then the one day that she must have went and filmed with Drita, she like switched a whole.
Oh,
you know, not that I wanted her to pick a side or anything, but she just went like totally like she did a 360. The girl, but
so the Philly in her.
The Philly girl, Brittany, actually came on the show and always said that. Her and her mother loved Drita. They were Drita fans.
Oh, wow.
So she came on like as a fan of Drita, which was really crazy. You know, Marissa, you know, just you could see Marissa is just a very confident girl. Like she's just, I like Marissa. She's cool. You know, she didn't give me any problems so far. You know, I mean, me and her like get along very well. Brittany. We had a little competition because she became a mad Drita fan. So, you know, it was hard.
You're right.
She knew me,
considering
you know,
the way
me and
things
Drita
are,
had
makes
some
sense.
kind of issue.
Yeah.
And she just, you know, took her side, and if that's what she wanted to do, fine. But she don't have her own opinion, the girl. Like, you know.
Except for when it comes to calling her a lush.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what a lush.
And she had a big opinion about that.
Yeah, you can't call her a lush. Definitely not.
She did tweet you tonight, though, right? And she made a point about something, and you retweeted her and said exactly about the point that you made earlier about somebody being punched in the eye, and then her Drita still being okay with them. Oh my God.
Right,
No.
so somebody had tweeted, like, why is it okay for Drita to make up with Karen and Ramona when she got punched in the eye, but it's not all right for Carla to make up with Karen and Renee and become friends.
Yeah.
Why is that okay? And I said, exactly. This is what I keep saying. Like, why you have such a hard-on to me becoming friends with them? Like, and remember, me and Renee known each other for like 30 years. We've known each other since we're kids, me and Renee.
Right, you
like,
grew up with her.
So, yes, we fought bad, and yes, we did. But like we said, we really talked it all out and just said, let's start from scratch. Let's, hashed everything out, and I said, no problem. And that's what, and that's what we did. But she just can't handle it. I don't get it. And she'll call us fake and phony, but, oh, you're not a fake and phony when I seen you kissing Karen and Ramona after they had a fight with them? I didn't call you a fake and a phony. You wanted to make up. I was like, oh, thank God.
Right.
I'm sure she's
Oh,
going to
it's so
love your
interesting.
Three Amigos picture that you posted.
I mean, if you remember the scene in, I think it was season 3. It was season 3. Her and Ramona were they were at each other's throats. And they went to have a one-on-one convo.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys remember that. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
And I thought, like, oh, good, all right. I was like, all right, Drita, get in there and tell her. Because Drita used to tell me, I'm going to rip her head off. I'm going to tell her this. I can't wait to get there. That conversation was so ridiculous. They got into the room. They must have looked at each other and said, okay, I'm not going to do that. Oh, you didn't do that? Okay. And then they kissed and made up. I was like, what the hell was that? and then they were friends.
It doesn't look like it's going to be that easy for you.
It was crazy.
That is definitely crazy.
All right, we're going to have to let you go, Carla, so you can go to bed and we can wrap up the show. But this was great. We got such a good amount of time with you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we'll obviously be talking to you again this season, considering it is the last. And we hope that we'll see you in L.A. Are you going to be coming out to L.A. soon?
Yeah, we might actually come out to LA. Yeah.
Well, you're welcome here anytime. We would love to have you in the studio.
Preferably in that bathing suit you wore.
Oh, God.
That's what Carla, you look good.
Yeah,
You
really.
look good in that
I
bathing
see
suit.
when I see myself in the bathing suit, I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, stop. You love
No,
Crazy.
you look great.
Yeah, someone said that you were 50, and you're like, no, I'm not 50 yet, but thanks.
I'm like, that's another thing that's hysterical, because Drita had tweeted out, oh, Carla's, she's like 50. She's been saying that for like 3 years now. I'm like, what am I, 50 for 3 years? I'm not 50 yet. Like, girl, like, get over it. Like, when I'm 50, I'm going to tell you about it, okay? But I'm not 50 yet. And all she does is talk about my age. And, I'm like, are you kidding me? You're 40, and you look older than me, okay? So
Shots taken.
Yeah, really.
She's always throwing out the age thing. It's crazy.
Right? Why? So strange.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Age is but a number. All right, Carla, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll talk soon.
Love you.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Wow. Well, she had some great points.
Yeah.
She really did.
About
It's going to be so interesting to see this season what develops and goes on between Carla and Drita. I mean, this is like really crazy. All these things that keep happening.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense on Drita's part.
I don't want to believe it. I'm such a Drita fan.
I am so
I
Team Drita, too.
I am, and I'm like, no, that's not her. She would tell you to your face, and
Right.
no. And I like Carla too, but I mean, she has a point of like, if you have a problem, why not say it to me?
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, whatever Drita's hiding or not saying, it's got to be
deep.
Very
or
deep.
big or
I
something.
feel like she's going through something
or
with this
maybe-
book, and she's emotional, and I feel like her husband's kind of an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
He's just
Yes.
an asshole.
Every single time we see him, he's
Always an asshole.
not acting right.
and
so
she
I
has
hope-
to take on a lot.
Yeah, I hope it's not true.
I hope it's
I
not.
don't want to dislike.
Do you guys really think that Drita did that to Carla and told like everybody
Set
like
up?
set up and just
Nope.
no more money for you and all that.
I
the
know.
behind the
Don't believe
scenes.
it. I feel like right now, like no, we can't believe it yet. I don't think so, unless
I don't.
she admitted to it or something, and we had to
Unless
face
there's a
it.
recording.
Right.
Oh God, here we go with the recordings.
I have a recording right here.
Oh no.
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
Yeah, I really hope not. It would just be so strange because they had been friends at that point. And Carla brought up a good point right now, saying if they were friends, how would you let that happen to your friend? If someone else was coming to attack your friend, you would be like, that's not cool. Don't do that.
Yeah, but they do that to each other though. That's the thing. These women they stir the pots. You know, they each take a step back, then they take a step in when they feel it's necessary. It's almost like they take a step in when they feel like it's their moment to be the boss and be like, hey, oh, look what I did to save the day, kind of thing. These women like to do that. They, as even Andrea, who was Brittany's mother, said, they just operate on their own terms. What they say goes, and no one's gonna get in their way.
Right. Well, let me ask you, since you're
Best
from
friend
Staten
or not?
Island,
I'm
is
not
this
from
how you
Staten
are?
Island. I'm from Jersey.
Jersey.
I went to school on Long Island. I have friends from Staten Island.
Well, is that how you and your friends from Staten Island roll?
My friends from Staten Island are, like, I have a lot of guy friends from Staten Island, but the girls from Staten Island, you don't want to mess with those girls. They're loyal, but they're not, you know? You gotta work up a friendship to them, and if you cross them, there's gonna be problems. There's just gonna be problems. And like, people from Philly are like that too. They're very like, they're hard ass girls. They're down badass bitches, you know. So
that's what they are. Well, it's funny too because you're saying like, so, you know, a situation will arise and they'll sort of talk trash on each other, but they really don't step in until like the action materializes. Yeah. It's true because every episode, like everyone's talking trash on the other one and like what they're gonna do to the other one and how they're gonna beat the other one's ass and get crazy on the other one. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna happen. So you're right. It's like a lot of talk until, you know,
until a nice cocktail party comes along, and then all of a sudden,
there you go.
And all the looks come off, and then the whole party is just ruined.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Drita is definitely going to have to work up to this, though. But I do feel like Renee is stirring a pot. Renee is talking so much. She's even upsetting her bestie, Karen.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys feel that from these two episodes tonight?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's so much shade from Renee to Drita. I thought they were, you know, at least friends or something like that. But I agree. Renee is definitely stirring the pot. How's she going to sit with... you know, Karen and be like, oh, Drita said this. And then sit with Drita and be like, oh, why are you so mad at me? You know, it didn't come from me.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, they're both your friends. So how do you go to your friend and say, hey, so-and-so's talking about you, and then go to your other friend and be like, hey, this is what happened?
Yeah. She's a
is
little
it really
two-faced.
a sticky
It's a
situation?
little two-faced.
I don't know.
I think it's also because she used to do a lot of drugs back in the day, so she's kind of like, whoop. She's
clean now.
Well, she's going to be mad at me for that one.
She coming with you on
Renee, you
that
remind me of my aunts from the Bronx.
Looking
She's like that too.
Yeah, I know not to mess with Renee. I know she coming for you on that one.
Well, and it's funny too because we left last season with her baptism, and so she sort of had a new state of mind and a whole new outlook on life, and you know everything was different. And we come into this episode with her saying, "I'm staying drama free. I'm not letting any of the drama enter my life." And then the first thing we see is her get upset, about who Karen is bringing to the mermaid parade.
I think it would have been better if she came and this is what Ange does, is kind of like, you know what, she's not here to defend herself. This is my friend. Take it up with her and let's not talk about it.
Yes.
That probably would have been the best route to do.
Yeah, that's why I don't get why she didn't do that at the parade. Renee, why didn't she at least say, oh, love, you're a little crazy, you know, or just say something. All she did was just kind of stand in the back and let Drita get all the, you know, backlash. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, and Love clearly doesn't seem to have a good reputation.
No, she doesn't.
So that's why I don't believe that Drita is guilty of a setup.
I don't either.
Right. I don't want to, but
no, it's too hard. It's too hard to accept right now.
So let's quickly talk about the new girls. Who are we? Team Brittany or Team Marissa? Marissa.
Too soon to tell for me. I have feelings about both of them.
Too soon to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both total polar opposites. You know, one is high end and class, and the other is, you know, like that is down to get a little dirty and have a good time.
And I think that's hard for me to choose because I can do both. I'd be like, I'd love to go wine tasting, but then I can go ahead and
Have
go
some
bar
shots.
hopping and take some shots and dance at the bars.
Yeah.
I can do that. Marissa is a little judgmental. Marissa, you have a little chip on your shoulder, and that's cool. I get it. Your boyfriend's a big guy, therefore you think you're the big boss lady. You're hot. I totally get your attitude. You're cooler than Nat G. I'll give you that. But
Hey, I like that.
I don't. We liked her. We liked her come the end. Like we had, you know, we
liked her
we
the
felt
whole
for
time,
Nat
so
G.
Yes,
but
she did.
Yeah,
She's over
okay.
with, gone. We don't want to talk about Nat G. But I feel like Marissa is definitely going to stir a pot. Brittany has her mouth, and she's very open. That's what I like. Why I like Brittany. She's she's willing to say everything and not care what.
Well, that's why they're on the show. But okay, but this whole Lush thing.
Ridiculous.
The first thing that came to my mind
What a
was the
Lush.
clothing brand that sold at Nordstrom.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
the
I
first.
have a
It
couple
wasn't.
pieces.
Yeah, it wasn't negative. And if someone called me an alcoholic, I'd be like, no, I'm a drunk. You know, like,
There's a difference.
there is a difference.
Yeah, and
but
like I said when
wouldn't.
she said it, I'm like, that's probably the best name she could have called her. A
Yeah.
Lush. It sounds lovely. And like
Yeah.
fresh.
Because
I
if
do
someone,
like
came
it.
up, if someone came up to me and said, you're a drunk and I just met you, then I'll be like, skirt, pump the brakes.
Exactly.
But a Lush, you'd be like, oh, okay, I guess it sounds pretty.
Yeah,
You know?
it sounds okay. I'll go with it.
I like
I
it.
just met you. But I mean, at the same time, it's like everybody vacations differently. And if that's not your thing, then don't go.
Yeah, then don't come.
Don't go. It's really
Stay at home.
Yeah, true. I'm excited to see more of their character build and their personality.
Yeah.
Really get to decide.
For the sake of this episode, I'll be Team Brittany, but
Okay.
I want to like Marissa. But
Marissa.
For this episode, I'm Team Brittany.
All right, fair enough.
I'll be Team Marissa on this episode. We got
I have to
I'll be
choose
Team
now?
Marissa.
Yeah, I think you have
To
to.
this episode.
I think I'm going to also say Team Brittany for this episode.
Okay.
I need to see more from both of them,
Yeah.
but, you know, Brittany was getting a little irritated, and I felt bad for her. So,
Yeah, the way that Marissa talks, it's killing me. Like she's someone I can't stand, but I love. You know,
That's
so
why you love her.
I'm Team Marissa right now, only because she's a maniac. And I think we're gonna see that side of her. You know,
Yeah,
right now she's
I'm
trying to be like,
excited.
I'm a classy bitch, girl. You're fucking crazy. So I'm excited for that. And then quickly, why don't we just wrap up with Ange and her cancer? You know, when I heard about this, like over the summer, I knew it. You know, I mean, I think we all knew, especially
but
because
devastating news nonetheless. It was
of
like
course.
shocking when she unleashed the news. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think more shocking was the Drunken Monkey being closed.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know
I've
that.
been there, guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Back in my college days. It was
Hasn't
fun.
Ange owned that bar for years?
Years. So I'm
Like,
glad even in the
forever.
previews we got to see her with her lawyer saying like, this is my life, like the bar business, and
Yeah.
I totally get it. Like I haven't been bartending for a couple of months, and I've been a bartender for like 8 years, and when you're out, you want back in. Like it's just a lifestyle. So
I just thought it was so strange that after all this time, they finally found out she never had the liquor license or whatever the case may be. Like,
somebody-
it's been years she's had this bar.
she got it taken away.
show.
Yeah.
I bet you it's the show.
Damn it.
They probably saw that she was doing so well and probably
Right.
thought she had
Oh my
so much
God, I
money,
should have
you
told
know.
Carla that I met Carla once at a Long Island club, and she made an appearance, and I used to have to promote for the Mob Wives and everything, like when they would come do club appearances. But Big Ange can still do that. You can still party in the clubs, Ange. Just stop with that e-cigarette. What is with the
I
e-cigarette,
know,
Ange?
the smoke. It's
And
like
more
the worst.
quinoa. Don't do quinoa. I no.
I love quinoa.
Oh, I love quinoa too.
We love quinoa.
No, this is LA. Yeah, I could do it out. But when we saw her with the e-cig, we were like, God damn it.
I know.
Which smoking is the worst thing she could do for her health. But she it's been a lifetime habit. I'm
That's
sure
true.
she's just dying over quitting cold turkey. It's like she's like, I gotta ease off of it. Give me the e-cig.
I wasn't shocked when we saw it, but I was like, I shook my head. I was just like, Jesus.
Ange.
Angela.
Is there anything else you guys want to add to the conversation? I mean, we covered a lot, especially with Carla tonight.
We did. I think this was a very exciting first episode. We've got new people in the mix. It's going to be crazy, I'm sure, as it always is every season with Mob Wives. And I can't believe it's the last one.
But what I love about this last season is that we're getting flashbacks of all the old drama.
So that we remember too.
So I think we're gonna, as Carla was even mentioning, she was dropping a lot of the old castmates' name. I think that's gonna happen a lot. So since we're all saying I think, why don't we come to our predictions?
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, well, go ahead, guys. You want to start?
I predict that we're going to see Ramona. So I'm so excited for that one because I loved Ramona. I also predict...
Rizzo, Ramona Rizzo.
What's she call herself? Lucifina? Oh, I hated that name though. But I predict she's coming back, and I also predict that when Karen and Drita get into it, that's it. There's no coming back. There's no I'm sorry.
I don't want them
They're
to
over.
fight.
They're definitely over.
They're such bad bitches, and they like.
Well, and we started Mob Wives entirely with them coming back together.
Yep.
So to leave with them separate would be
Heartbreaking.
So sad.
When they meet up in this next episode and have their little talk on that little balcony, that's it.
I will not feel bad. That's what they signed up for in the show. They should, unless they make a pact, be like, whatever happens, we're still friends. But television.
Yeah, it's a bitch.
Okay, I think that, based on this first episode, I hate to say this, but I feel like something's going to come out about Drita in terms of Carla. I think that it is very shady that she's not showing up to things. And, we just heard from Carla in tonight's episode, and signs point to her hiding something. Yeah. So I think we're going to figure something out, which is going to be very interesting. And I'm very intrigued by Renee, as we always are every season. But, she's got this new, outlook on life, but is it really? So I can't wait to see more from her and perhaps hear from her this season.
Yeah, we're going to see her next week. But it was really quick. It was just really crazy of her to be so upfront with Brittany on the float about how she was like, no, I'd send my son to jail.
Right.
I was like, what?
That was shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking to me.
I don't feel like she would if she was in the situation.
No, she wouldn't.
She comes from a different side of the mob where it's very real. So... Brittany's side is completely different. It's a different situation. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just want more fights.
And that's what you predict.
You're
gonna get
them. And I know we're gonna get them.
That's
all I want to see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Drita set her up.
Yeah.
And I'm sticking to that for the whole season.
I'm with ya.
I think that's the last of Storm, right? Do we think we'll ever see Storm again?
Hooray.
Storm has passed.
Storm has left the building.
You guys are waiting for that one, huh? I'm on it.
Good.
Oh my God. So I guess I predict that. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like you guys had great predictions. I feel like we're going to see something deeper with Drita. I don't think it's just going to have to do with Carla. I feel like there's something going on, why she's so emotional, why she wants to write this book. There's a lot that she needs to get off her chest that maybe she's kept in all these seasons. Yep. And finally, something huge will be revealed.
That's what I think too. Not a setup, but some sort of details are going to come to the surface.
It must be difficult for each of these wives coming from such a real life, craziness that we watch the Beverly Hills Housewives and we watch the OC and all these housewife shows, but this is real life. This is their lives. This is how they were born and raised. And this is I do respect each and every one of them, no matter how much we make fun of them or what we say about them. They come from a place that's crazy, and it must be so hard to put it all out there for us.
Completely agreed. Well said. Yeah, they're all so different, and each of them have good parts, bad parts, but they're all amazing, and we all love to watch them. And
we appreciate when they throw in those few girls like Nat G and Marissa.
We do.
We appreciate them
too.
Absolutely. But we know who the real deal people are. All right, you guys. This was an amazing first episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hashtag ABTB Mob Wives to join the conversation, and catch us next week. We're going to have Renee in studio. It's going to be amazing. My name is Nicole Brajer. You can find me on Twitter and all that jazz there. And Evan, you guys? What about you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar.
And I am Blake V. I'm so excited to be back yet again. Fantastic first episode. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media.
And I am Howard III. You can find me on... Ooh, I almost had an accident over there.
Thank God that wasn't wine.
Didn't want an accident.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Howard III. That's Howard the 3RD.
All right, you guys. We'll see you later. Tune in next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.